Treehouse has been that helping hand when you've been down.
It's the only reason why I'm here right now, to be honest with you.
Abby Lehman is applying to college now, but a few short years ago, she wasn't even sure she could get her high school diploma, the result of years of trauma and the difficulties navigating it. At 7 years old, Lehman's mother died.
By the time I reached 15, I became a very difficult child with a lot of mental health disorders.
Her grandmother took her in, but eventually Lehman dropped out of school.
It was mostly the ability of getting to school. Am I getting a ride? What social group will be taking me? Can I be on time? And then when I had to drop out due to logistics of foster care.
And then another hit. Her grandmother's health started to decline.
So we thought it was the best decision at the time to put me into foster care so my grandma can get the support she needed for her aging and her getting sick a lot, and I could get mental health services that I needed.
At 16 years old, Lehman went to foster care. Her description of those years is bleak. Shipped from one state to another, devoid of basic support, and yet full of impossible choices.
I spent a lot of nights sleeping on the office's floor, sleeping in hotels, being shipped out of state, being moved place to place, and not having transportation to get to school, or even having a meal was always questionable. I never knew when you're really going to eat. I experienced a lot of mental and physical abuse in foster care.
But in the darkest hours, when we find ourselves trapped between the walls of circumstance, we sometimes find that a shimmer of kindness burns as bright as the sun.
So when Treehouse did come into my life,
Lehman found hers.
Treehouse has provided items of clothing and their gift cards, and they also have food choices, Amazon, pretty much whatever you want to tickle your fancy. They're working on getting me a job opportunity to do marketing and advertising and social media.
When her car broke down, Lehman says she and her partner had to refill the tires every few hours. They were considering sacrificing meals to save up the money for repairs, until once again, Treehouse stepped in.
They paid for getting all new tires for our car. And then they also went ahead and told us to do whatever you need for the car. So we also got an entire new brake system and new brake pads.
And she's getting gift cards as rewards from Treehouse for reaching her academic goals.
I earn money, so I get paid to go to school, which is one of the craziest things I've ever even heard of ever happening.
It was a light after years of hardship, neglect, and abuse that she found suspicious.
It felt almost too good to be true. After being in foster care, you do get very suspicious of things happening. It was kind of eye-opening. I can get my high school diploma, which I never honestly thought was possible before Treehouse.
Treehouse was founded decades ago by a group of social workers looking to give foster kids the support they need, help with studies, stipends to keep themselves fed, and a proverbial torch to illuminate the path out of poverty. Lehman says few of her needs were met by social programs, and Treehouse was there to fill in the cracks. A group that has never asked for anything in return.
It's feeling like someone actually cares enough to support me, and someone cares enough to be on my side, which is not something I've experienced in foster care.
Now Lehman's getting her GED. She's trying to get into math classes at a community college, and she's going to get her first real apartment. The future she once thought impossible is now within reach.
It was kind of mind-blowing after being unwanted for so long, and someone come running up to you and going, "Hey, would you like a free laptop?" I had so many opportunities given to me that were never possible.
That support, she says, didn't just change her life in dollars and cents. It changed her sense of the future.
Just my 21st birthday was a huge accomplishment that I haven't made it that far. And now my next huge accomplishment is getting my high school diploma, which was impossible 3 years ago.
Even as Lehman moves forward with her life, she looks back at all of the nights she spent in hotels, shuffled from one state to another, hungry and in mental anguish. But her hardships and the inequality she faced did not, and do not, happen in a vacuum. Lehman thinks of every other child, perhaps without parents, having to decide between medicine and their next meal. These challenges persist, and for some, inescapably so. And Lehman wants them to have the same helping hand she was given. So she's asking you, yes, you listening to this right now, to get in touch with Treehouse.
Even if you can't not donate money, just dropping off a bag of your old clothes will be more than enough you need to do. We really need your help because it's hard out here.
I'm Sam Campbell with KIRO Newsradio, wishing you and every child in need a happier holiday.